All right, and we're live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope y'all are off to a great week so far. We're back at y'all with another episode today, and we have another guest joining us on the podcast. We're going to bring him up onto the screen real quick. We have Mr. Akshay Shah. Akshay Shah. I think I said that right at the time.
That's
All right.
correct.
Okay, there we
Happy
go.
Monday.
There we go. All right. So, just to tell you a little bit about the podcast and who we are and what we do, it's called the Fitness Beginner Podcast, and we try to help people get started and get motivated, and just try to learn a little bit more about fitness and try to get them working on their health, mentally, physically, eating right, things like that. We typically keep things on a basic level for the most part, and then when we have interviews, we have guests on the podcast. We typically dive deeper into those topics of the guests that they're more professional in. So that's a little bit about us in the podcast. So if you
Hmm.
would, will you just introduce yourself to the audience and kind of let them know who you are and what you do?
Well, I am a businessman, and this is what I'm doing as a passion. So, first of all, thank you very much, Murphy, for inviting. Happy Monday to everybody. And yes, this is a passion what I started 16 years back. And people can say it's a craziness, it's just something which most of the people don't want to do it. I started out of curiosity and experiment. I loved it. It gave me so much energy and so much positive health and wellness for my life. And I kept doctor away, no medication. I'm 66, going to run my 8th marathon next month. So everything is good, and I want to share my experience with the people.
Awesome. And to be 66, you're looking pretty good to be 66.
Yes, a lot of time people say, "Oh, 66-year-old." I say, "Don't say they're old. Just say 66 young."
Yeah. So I agree with you. This is a passion project for me as well. I don't work in fitness at all. I work in construction actually. So this is completely a passion. So I'm right there with you. I love fitness as well. I fell in love with it at a young age. When I started playing sports, well, when we started working out in high school, and I kind of just fell in love with the whole everything about fitness, working out, weightlifting. That was kind of like what got me into it. And now I've gotten a little older. I've had to focus more on like my nutrition and things like that too. Because as when you're young, you can kind of get away with eating kind of what you want. But as you get older, you have to dial it in a little bit more. So yeah, I'm right there with you on the passion project. I love fitness and I love sharing it with people. So that's why I do the podcast.
I'm so glad that we are on the same page. We both are doing with the passion, and so yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you get to do something rather than when you have to do something. So
Correct.
when it's a passion, you get to do it. If it's a job, you have to do it. So that's why I keep it that way.
That's the right attitude.
Awesome. So let's kind of go on kind of your health journey. So you've been doing. You say plant based. You say raw plant based. What do you mean by raw when you say raw plant based lifestyle? What is that? I know what plant based mean. I think everybody pretty much knows what plant based is. But what do you mean by raw?
So I was vegetarian even before, and so plant based I used to eat, but I used to eat cooked food and processed food. So raw means nothing cooked, nothing processed, absolutely everything from Mother Nature to my plate. So that's what is a raw food. So I'm not taking anything. And initially, when I started, I was not knowing, and so I ate some processed food unknowingly. And then, as I evolved, I got more information. I dig down more, and as I said, I didn't had any medical condition. I had no issue at all at age 50 when I started. I was okay, and then no blood pressure, no diabetes, no obesity, no nothing. I was okay. The only thing was missing was a good energy. What I had, the energy at 30 and 40, was not at 50. So that, uh, you know, pushed me to think about it. Why is like that? And I thought, and I said, okay, let me try. Nobody told me to do it. Nobody pushed me to do it. But I said, let me try eating a raw food for a while. And I tried those things before, even when I was teenager. When at 15 year of age, I started, let's say, 1 month eating just a salad, 1 month eating only mung beans, even though cooked, but 1 month nothing but mung beans. So those practice gave me kind of discipline to do certain experiment. It is for most of the people is hard. First, forget about 16 years. People cannot do even 16 days. So yeah, and so that is what brought me to this situation where I enjoyed, because as you said, and if when you do with your willingness, it's not you are not doing by compulsion. It's not somebody pushing you and you have to do it. That gave me the freedom, and I made my own rules. I do what I like. That's it. Nobody can tell me do this or do that. And slowly, I refined my process even better and better and better.
So you mentioned you were always plant based before and you went raw. Like you were plant based your whole life, or like when did you turn plant based?
So no, by as a family, as culture, I was plant based. But in college, I ate college days. 4 year, I ate everything, meat, chicken, fish, everything I ate just for fun. And it is like in our culture, in Hindu Indian culture, you cannot eat meat. That's a taboo, it's like you cannot. So, as a, in the college years, you want to break the rules. So, those things, and a lot of people, a lot of my friends, they used to eat meat. And so, with them, I tried, and nobody told me to go for it, and nobody told me to stop it. Everything I did with my willingness. So after 4 years of eating, nothing was wrong, but I was not feeling good. This is what it is. It's okay. Just for trial, I did it. But after graduation, I stopped on my own, and that's about it. Till from that day till today, I never touched any meat product. So I was eating vegetarian food, but of course, cooked and processed.
Yeah, I didn't realize in the Indian culture you weren't allowed to eat meat. I didn't know that. I
Oh
thought there was
yeah.
like specific ones that y'all couldn't eat, but I didn't know you couldn't eat it at all.
So most of it's like you can say 50-50. 50% are eating meat, or maybe it's more 60% eating meat and 40%. But it is a lot of people in Indian culture, they are vegetarian. So yeah, you are going to see, if you go India, lots of restaurants are vegetarian. Even in the USA, a lot of Indian restaurants are vegetarian. They will not serve you any meat product.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew. I guess Muslims they don't eat pork, so I knew that. I kind of just figured it was the same for Hindu. I didn't realize that. It's interesting.
Yeah, so the Hindu is, as I said, it is not 100%, it's not everybody. So it's like most of the people are, is not, I cannot say most, it's like 50-50 or half and half, more or less equal. Yeah.
Awesome. So when you decided to stop eating meat after college, what were some like immediate things that you noticed? What was the first thing that you noticed after switching back?
Oh, so when even when I was eating meat, it is like a delicacy. It is like only on weekend or when I'm with my friends and stuff. Not every day. So every day at home, no meat. Of course, at home, no meat. Even not allowed to bring the meat product in the house. So it's that's the rule, and you have to follow the rule. So I was not eating meat, but only when I go out. So it was not something which gave me. I was not habitual to eat meat every day, or meat didn't give me any extra strength, or it didn't. When I stopped I didn't felt that hey, I don't have strength or this or that. Nothing. It was like you try something new product, and you enjoy for a while, and then yeah, it's okay. Now I don't want to keep continue.
So since India is kind of split, 50-50, vegetarian and not, do you is there any noticeable differences between the two different, populations, that the ones that do eat meat and the ones that don't? Like any health differences that you notice, or not really?
No, more or less all are same, and more or less I see all are. Most of them are not healthy. Whether they eat meat or whether they don't eat meat, those are all their eating habit in India is very bad. It's and it's not only in India, everywhere else. We all are doing something which we are taught to do from birth. Okay, whatever we are doing is what first is parents, then teachers, school, society, friends, all those things give impact on your life. So everything what we do is learned behavior from the first of all family. So that is something which is all are doing it, and I was also doing it till age 50. I used to eat a lot, and I used to eat like a pig. I mean, it's everything what you see, you eat, and I was enjoying it. Um, it's not that something which I can tell that hey, this is something peculiar to particular community. This is in common. This is everybody, and if you see most of the people, their tummy is so big. They are not. They cannot move after 50 or 60. They are done. The movement is very restricted. Their activity is restricted. They start eating now pills like a popcorn, and they're the old age, the way I see it is it becomes like a punishment. That's what I see it, and I say I don't want to go that route, and it's like, and I was not knowing where I'm going. Even the raw food was no guarantee that. And tell you the truth, when I started raw food, my sister, she says, Akshay, don't eat raw food. You are going to fall sick. You are going to become weak. You are going to do this or that. And I said, who told you this? Why you are saying, oh, because everybody is eating cooked food that we supposed to eat. Okay, so that's my sister out of love and affection, my elder sister, and she told me that. My nephew, who was a valedictorian from the high school, 7-year scholarship for the medical school. He is a science student at that time, and then he sent me so many article, scientific article. Don't eat raw food, because when you eat raw food, you fall sick, this and that. So I got those kind of hurdles, but I was very firm in my mind that I want to try. What the heck is going to happen? Maybe I'll fall sick, so what? Let me see what happens. At least then I know that I tried. So when I tried, nothing happened. On the contrary, I got better energy. My bowel movement is very easy, very smooth, and everything was like wonderful. I got full freedom. I don't have to worry about now my lunch or dinner or this or that. Anytime, whatever I want, I have fruits and vegetable ready for me. I just, so that gave me totally different. Now, same people, my sister, my nephew, that, valedictorian that time, now he is oncologist. He says, Uncle, keep doing what you're doing. So, this is the fact. I mean, this is what I see this as a matter of discipline, a matter of trying something which out of boundaries. Nobody told me this. I went out of the box, thinking kind of situation, and then I'm seeing the better result. And my goal is I want to see 10, 20, 50, 100 crazy people like me to, to do this, and then we can do the clinical. See, right now there is no clinical research. When you ask me, even in India, what is the difference? Because I don't think there is any clinical research on that base. People are just see that, okay, some people are healthy, some people are not. Some people are, they look good, their activity is good, they're involved in more sports activity or physical activity, those are the thing, but otherwise everything is same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. You say you're talking about eating your food raw because I had somebody on the podcast like 2 weeks ago or so, and they were talking about, they pointed out the fact that every other animal on the planet Earth eats their food raw except for humans. Like, we're the only ones that cook food. No other animal cooks their food. So it makes you think, it
Correct.
makes you second guess, like, should we be cooking our food? Like, why are we cooking our food? Why did that start? And like, maybe we shouldn't. Like, you may be onto something. Should be eating our food raw. Even meat, like, even if you choose to eat meat, some people even say you should eat it raw.
No, after starting this, I did a lot of research. Now I can answer any question, and I have did the research on the food and cook food and meat and everything. So whoever gave you that information is right, except human, no other animals or no other species are eating cooked food. But cooked food was a blessing for humans once. Cooked food was a boon for humans once, because between us and chimpanzee, only 4% of DNA difference. We are all 96% we are same. So cooked food gave us advantage to to make our brain evolve our brain much faster and better. Our brain consumes 20 to 25% energy every day, no matter what. So on those days, like no refrigerator, no nothing, you find the food, you eat. Then you don't know when is going to be your next meal. there, there was no guarantee. So at that point, consuming more calorie at a time was a blessing. That was giving us a guarantee of survival. Now, if we would have not ate the cooked food, we would have been vanished like dinosaur. There was a possibility, because is the survival depends upon on not only just a few individuals, the whole species. If they don't behave in the current situation the way they're supposed to, they will vanish. So I see this way, that after reading a lot of books and understanding that in the human evolution, cooked food was a blessing. It gave us an upper age advantage over other species. But now time change. We don't have any scarcity of food. You open refrigerator and 24/7, 365 food is there. I mean, we don't have to consume that kind of calories just to survive. Now we are not at the point where survival is in the question. And we also reach at the saturation point that our brain is not getting any better. So once the cooked food was a blessing, a boon, is now a curse. Because of the cooked food, we are taking so much calorie which we don't need. We are getting obese, blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. All this stuff is coming from where? I mean, it's obesity, which is, and especially now, since we discussed a little bit earlier, India. India was struggling out for the starvation. The food was not enough food. Malnutrition was the biggest problem. Last, I think, Independence Day, Prime Minister announced on the Independence Day that, hey, citizens, be careful. We are getting obese. What? This country, same country, was struggling for malnutrition, is now saying that we have to be careful because now 40% are obese. From where it comes? So it is now, food is not in scarcity. What my grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents ate and they were doing, this is, I see it is like we are doing everything what our parents taught us or what their parents taught to them. So nothing wrong, and I'm not saying that it is wrong, but now we have to think as a intelligent species out of the box. Our rational mind should be put in action. Why we eat food? Any food. Forget about vegetarian or non-vegetarian, any food. And once you ask this question, you get the answer. And you get the answer, proper answer, and then you don't have to worry about anything, which doctor said what and what book is written what. And once you dip down, you research this, why we eat food. And if I can ask you, Murphy, you tell me why we eat food.
To survive.
To survive, right? But survival means what? Eating food gives you what?
Energy.
Energy. Now, this is the real good answer, energy. Then you think about it, which material, which resources gives you the right energy. So I give a lot of time example that let's say if you have a gasoline car and you put diesel in there, you are screwing up your machine. It's not going to work. If in electric car you cannot put gasoline, this machine is designed to produce the energy, and this machine is designed to produce the energy from plant-based raw food. And that is why I am eating. It is not something out of some fancy, I'm not following anybody. But I realize that this is the right fuel we need as a human so that we can keep our machine much more efficient. I used to eat so much, now I'm eating just little bit and I can produce that energy. And I'm much more better than before. I'm running marathons and working and still doing everything what I used to do. A lot of people at my age, they are retiring. They cannot do work. They cannot stand couple of hours. is their problem. They cannot work. Now they become couch potato. So those are the things which I want to keep away, of those things. I want to stay active, productive, because from birth to death, all we have is a time. Everybody, no matter who you are. So we want to consume that time in such a way is more enjoyable, more happiness, more productive. You value, your time is more valuable to your family, to your neighbor, to your friends, everybody. And if you become couch potato, your burden on this earth is what you are doing now. You're no, Mr. Nobody. I mean, it's no matter how many $1 million you have in the bank, but it is miserable, painful life. Yeah.
Yeah. So being raw, I mean plant based, and raw plant based at that. What does a typical day of eating look like for you? You said you don't eat very much. I'm just curious, like what are you eating, and how much of it?
So my day start with green tea, which is not raw, which is not, but it is, green tea is hot, but it's not food. It is just a beverage, hot beverage. So with the green tea, I eat almond and walnut. Now, when I started in 2009, I was eating granola bar, which is processed, which is not natural. But I ate for year, 2 year, and then I realized, hey, this is not right. So I evolved. That's what I tell people. You evolve. You start somewhere and then you find out what is the right and what is not, and you make a. This is the progress, not perfection. This is, and still I'm learning after 16 years. So I start my day with green tea and almond and walnut. Then around 9, 10 o'clock, I eat one banana. I used to eat two banana before when because I was getting hungry. So now I barely eat one banana, and earlier the banana size also big. Now I choose the smaller size, and sometimes those yellow banana is so big. I bring now the red banana, which is smaller and less sugar. So that's my uh, like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock before go to work, or during, even I take banana in car and eat there. Then 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, apple or any fruits, seasonal fruit available. And after that, that takes me almost 5, 6, 7 hour. And it's not only one, let's say one apple, and then I have a persimmon or guava or mango or whatever fruits available in the season that I eat. And then coming home, I eat dinner with the vegetables. And my dinner is very delicious. It's not just bland, just raw food. A lot of people think, what raw food is? What? How can you eat? So my vegetable is like avocado or sweet potato, regular raw potato, anything, broccoli. I chop it off in a ball, and then I put some salsa, homemade salsa, vinegar, green chutney or hot sauce, something, and some seeds, pumpkin seeds or sunflower seed, whatever seeds, you just put there. And on top of that, some yeast flakes. So most of the vegetarian have B12 deficiency. So yeast flakes gives a little bit, but still I just checked the last, 10 days back, and I have a B12 deficiency. So I started taking a supplement first time, and that's a doctor recommend that, and this is something which is, I'm not trying to prove I'm right or somebody's wrong or this, that. I'm doing this to keep my health at the optimum level. And so whatever is required, you do it. I'm not against anything. It's not that I love, I can discuss with my doctor, and my doctor say, keep doing what you're doing. So they are happy with me, I'm happy with them. So yeah, and this is the, in nutshell, my daily eating habit.
So fruits, vegetables, and nuts. That's about, and seeds. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds is basically what you're eating. That
Correct.
makes sense. I'm curious. You said you eat sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. How, how do you eat those raw? Because aren't they pretty hard? Aren't they pretty tough? Are you just cutting them up real
You,
small?
you are not the first one to ask me this question. Lot of almost everybody is asking me same
Hmm.
question. I ask same. Let's say, can you eat raw carrots? Why you cannot eat raw potato? Same texture, same density, same flesh. Everything is almost same. Only thing is, your mom and my mom didn't taught us to eat sweet potato raw. On the contrary, they said, don't eat raw. It will hurt in your stomach. That's what our culture is. They stop you to eating all those raw thing. But then okay, whatever family culture and this, that, but give me, I mean, when we think rational mind, if we can eat raw carrots, why we cannot eat raw sweet potato or regular potato? It's not hard. Once actually gave, whenever there is a gathering in my house or people try my food and they love it. They like it. They say, "Wow, this is so good." And I guarantee you, if I give you my food and I don't tell you anything, just I say, "Let's try." You won't even able to understand that this is raw food. You say, "Okay, this is something, some food." Okay, it's not going to bother you, guarantee. And just try. It's like if you eat carrots, same thing. You just chop it up in small pieces. Sweet potato, which is the highest density, index for the nutrition. Highest index on any food vegetable is sweet potato, 184. And then the next is the regular potato is only 100. So I eat sweet potato at least 2 3 days a week. I eat avocado, and then avocado tasty, it's so nice. Yeah,
Yeah, it's funny that like you said you eat vegetable. I mean, you eat carrots raw. You'll eat avocado raw, but you just don't ever think of eating a sweet potato raw. It's funny, but it makes sense though that you do it. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's just a different vegetable. So
yeah. It's like we are all trapped in our culture, our the norms, whatever norms we are. It
mhm.
is, we have to follow it. We cannot break those rules and stuff. But as a rebellion, my mind is like, okay, I want to challenge myself. I want to see it, and I'm not hurting myself. I'm not trying to do something bad. But eating sweet potato is not make you bad. It's like trying. Don't take my word. Don't listen anybody. Anything, if any question comes in your mind, you want to experiment, you want to try. Once you try, now this is the proof, your own proof. You are not taking anything from outside, and that is going to convince you, no matter what you read, no matter how many YouTube you see, no matter how many podcasts you see, listen. But if you are not going to try yourself, you are not going to get convinced.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot. I use kind of that same philosophy a lot when it comes to the different styles of like working out. So there's so many different styles you can do nowadays, and I always recommend people try all of them. Like try all of them out, see which ones you like, see which ones you don't like, and then do the one that you can stick to. Because if you can't stick to it, then it's not really gonna benefit you at all. So same with the food. Like if you can't stick to eating the right food, it's not gonna benefit you. So try it all out and see which one that you like, see which one works, one that you can stick to. So I agree with that 100%. And it's
Yeah, that is the bottom line. You have to enjoy it.
mhm.
Yes.
And another thing going back to the eating the sweet potato raw is that you were mentioning the number on the index. Though I think you said 184. When you actually cook things, when you apply heat to it, you actually are you're diminishing the nutrients in it as well. So like when you're eating it raw, you're actually getting the full amount of nutrients from it. So it's you're consuming more like better nutrients than you would if you was to cook the sweet potato. So you're actually probably getting a more benefit out of eating it raw that way.
Yes, and nutrition and enzymes are going to, go away when you cook. So
Hmm.
it's not all, but majority, is 60-70% of the enzymes you kill when you heat anything over 40 degree. Now, not only that, now you have to eat more. And now when you eat more, you have to digest more. And digesting is not free. To digest, you need energy. Now, you are consuming energy to make energy. So, when you consuming energy and you make little energy, either you come out neutral or maybe sometime negative. It's like if when you go out and you earn $100, but the commuting is $60-70, and your lunch and dinner is you are taking is another $30-40. So when you come home, you are net negative. You are not bringing any money in. So you have to think like this. Why we eat even so much cooked food? And then cooked food, I tell, cooked food is a dead food. And any food, and it's not only vegetarian or meat or anything. But when you eat cooked food, it is dead. You are not getting that live energy. You don't have that enzymes. Now your body produces enzymes, but then you have to produce more instead getting it from the raw food. On the other hand, all cooked food is acidic. Any cooked food. Now, your blood and my blood at pH 7.4. Our blood is alkaline. And all humans' blood. This is not vegetarian or non-vegetarian. This is all humans' blood is 7.4. That's the constitution of our body. Blood is a lifeline. Now you are corrupting it. When you eat cooked food and that is acidic, now your body have to neutralize it. Or you keep acidic food in your system and it's going to backfire. Now you're going to get ulcers and your heartburn and all everything, arthritis and inflammation. The biggest culprit of our body is suffering because of inflammation in the body. Now, one side you are eating acidic food, now you don't want inflammation. It's not possible. When you put fire, you are going to get burned. I mean, that simple. So why not to avoid? Just avoid acidic food. Eat neutral food. Eat alkaline food. Now, which is aligned with our body constitution. Is aligned with the nature. Now it is your everything. Your mood is going to be so good. You are not anymore cranky. You don't have that fatigueness. You don't have those bad thoughts. Everything is aligned now. You become now more attractive to everybody. Everybody is, oh, nah, your aura is going to be different. Your behavior is going to be different. At work, everybody, oh, wow, this guy is now, or gal is anybody, that is much better than whatever you are before. So why to invite all this anger and destructive thing, which is happening in your life? Why? Instead, take the better route and get the right food, which is cheaper. On the contrary, my monthly food. I made the documentary. Made the video, and I go shopping and I show them the list. Hey, this is what I bought. This is going to last me for, let's say, 1 week. Multiply by 4. So my monthly, and that was maybe 2 year back, so it is $150 a month, $5 a day, my food expense. Maybe now that 150 is 200. Still, average American is spending around 900 to $1,000 for food, average. And if they go on some lavish restaurant, is even more. But so I'm not only saving on the food part, but now I don't have to buy any medication. I don't have to buy any medication. I don't have to pay to doctors. All those things is just net saving to me. And on top of that, I have more hour to work, so I can produce more. It's that simple.
Yeah, you don't. You either pay for it up front, or you pay for it, later on. So like you said, you don't have to take any medication. So you're saving money by not paying for medication. You're also saving money by not having to go to the doctor. Like you probably don't go to the doctor very often. You're not wasting your time in the doctor's office. Just waiting. When you go to the doctor, it takes forever most of the time. So like you're saving a lot of things that you don't really think about, but you end up saving more in the long run.
Yeah, and no medication is innocent. Every medication has some kind of side effect. Even some simple painkiller, it's going to hurt you because that's how it is. All those synthetic thing, chemical thing, is not meant for your whole body. And this industry, and everybody, it's like everybody wants shortcut. That okay, you have a headache, okay, eat some painkiller and your headache will go away. But they don't think that why you have headache. Because you have digestion problem, or you have too much stress, or you didn't slept well, or whatever the reason. Resolve that instead killing taking the painkiller. So instead going for the shortcut, if you go for a real root cause of that problem and you solve that problem, now in your whole life you don't need that painkiller again.
Yeah, that's the problem with medications is when you go to the doctor and you get a medication, they're not helping you, like you said, the root cause. They're not helping you solve the root cause. All they are doing is solving the side effect or the result of it. You're not solving, so it's just a temporary fix. You're solving the symptoms that you get from it. You're not actually solving the root cause, like what's causing it. So that's kind of the problem, especially in America. Like that's the problem with healthcare. You go to the doctor with a problem. What do? They give you a pill to solve, the symptom. They don't give you the solution to solve the actual problem. So I like that. I agree with you on that one, 100%.
Yeah, that's and it is the thing is everybody is accepting it. So okay, when doctor prescribe any medication, the patient will take it very, you know, it's like they okay, doctor gave me some resolution. They take it happily, but it's so sad that this resolution is superficial. This is the solution is so superficial that it is going to help you, but it is going to hurt you. On the short run, it's going to help you, but long run, it is going to hurt you. Now you need another medication because now your liver is damaged, or your kidney is damaged, or your any body organ is damaged. Now you're okay, then your brain is going to affect differently. Every medication, when you see there, oh, be careful, it can cause a suicidal effect and this and that. And so why people take it even? It is going to give you negative, maybe 10% chance or 20% chance, but that is too many. It's why you want to take that kind of poison? I tell it, it's a poison. If anything is hurting your organs or body or even the tiny cell, it is not good for your body. That you don't need a PhD on the medical field. This is that simple. And another thing, what you said is right. The human is the only confused species. They don't know what to eat, and more so, they don't know what not to eat. Newborn calf, newborn any species, anything, they know exactly what to eat. They will not eat anything. In my pond, I have turtle. If I offer some food, come and they won't eat, and they'll eat some certain food. Think about that. Any newborn calf, they know only the grass. They don't want to eat anything. What they see. And sometimes when even to your dog or cat, you give some food, they will come and they will smell, and if it is not good for them, they won't eat. They have this hardwired intelligence. We also had that hardwired intelligence. But because of our evolution was so challenging, we screwed it up. We as a human species, we screwed it up because then we started eating everything. And that was important at that point for survival. If we would have not ate everything, we would have been wiped out. But so at that time it was correct. They were intelligent. The human were intelligent. But now what happened to our intelligence? At this point, current situation, why our intelligence has become so corrupt that we don't have understanding of good food or bad food. Our kids, if you don't monitor them, they will put everything in the mouth, whether it's a plastic Lego or paper or pen or anything. Whatever they see, they put it in their mouth. And this is happening only intelligent species, so-called intelligent species, human. All other species are not facing this problem. They know exactly, every bird know what to eat, what kind of seed they eat, and they won't touch anything else. Every bird knows what kind of fruit they can eat. They won't touch anything else. I am doing beekeeping in my backyard. I have beehives. The newborn bee goes to the flower, knows where to go get their food. The nectar is their food. They go to flower. They won't come to and sit on your banana. They won't. They won't come and sit on your pizza. When this tiny insect knows exactly what to eat, what not to eat, we, such a intelligent species, we lost it. But we can get it back. If we align more with the nature, nature is a big teacher. That teaches you everything. That okay, this is good or this is not. And once you are aligned, automatically everything will come. And slowly, it's not overnight. It's even 16 years is a lot of people. What? 16 years? And I said, it's nothing. This millions of years of whatever our brain become corrupt, the intelligence is gone, is 16 generation is not enough even to revive it. But well, we have to start somewhere. Whatever happens, and more I'm worried about, not worried, I'm more concerned about my own life. If I can be independent, at 66, of course, I am very independent, I do everything. But even 76 and 86, if I survive, if I live that long, I don't want to be dependent on anybody. I don't want to, compromise my freedom. I don't want to see that my privacy become public data. And everything you now those you are living every day in misery, like in a jail. You cannot do certain thing. Your everything is restricted. And it is going to happen to me too. I'm not saying that because I'm eating raw food is not going to happen, but I can minimize it. It's like instead 30 years of misery, maybe 3 weeks of misery is fine. you know that if that is what happens, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting point that you bring up about when babies are born, they know exactly what to eat, like any other species. Like you talking about the calf or the bee, they know exactly what to eat. And I wonder where we went wrong. Like why did we start doing that? And I think to me, I guess the answer for me would be pleasure. Like we tend to eat for pleasure. We don't tend to eat to survive. If you think about like other animals like calves or the bees, they're eating to survive still. Like they don't have options. They don't get to eat for pleasure like we do. So I guess that's kind of where we went wrong on this whole, food thing. So yeah, that's just an interesting point you brought up. That is the day they're born, they know exactly what to eat. There's not a question what they're going to
Yes.
eat. So that's a good. I never thought about it that way, but that makes a lot of sense.
No, not only that, what to eat they know and what not to eat.
Hmm.
How in the world they even they just they're born, newborn baby. They never had experience of that particular food or anything, but their instinct, the hardwire intelligence tell them not to do it. I mean, it is that simple, and it is so profound. It is, that when they have this knowledge, that understanding about eating food, they actually have full control over their life. And we as a human, we lose the control. Now you have to depend upon your parents, and then the teachers and the professors and then the doctors and all the businessmen, doing the marketing, and they bombard the market. Hey, take this. Wow, omega 3 is good, and hey, the protein is very good, and they just bombard it. And we as a naive creature, we take everything like, oh yeah, they are saying the truth. It is such a lie, lie after lie. They are selling it, and we as a human, we are buying, and they are milking money out of our efforts. We earn money to survive, to make our life happy. And they last 5, 10 years, they sucks all the money. Everything that at the old age is gone. I mean, they are just waiting for that. And more than money, forget about money. Let's say everything is free. But how they cannot compensate for the pain and misery, and the trauma you go through when you have to, depend on somebody can take me to bathroom. That's something. Then a compromised life is not that. It's not enjoyable, because whole your life you have freedom, you do whatever you like, and now all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but slowly, you're going into that down the hill, and now you are in a ditch where you cannot come out and you cannot go any further. You are stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah, I always say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So like if you stop, being active and taking care of yourself, you kind of dig yourself into a ditch, and then you're not gonna be able to get back out of it. So as long as you just keep doing it, like you're doing the marathons and things, as long as you keep doing it, staying active, normally that you can extend that healthiness period to where you're not dependent on somebody. So speaking of your marathon, I kind of want to ask you about that a little bit because that's pretty. I've done some endurance sports myself. I actually did a 100-mile ultra marathon last year. So I'm very interested.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm very interested in your marathon training at 66 years old. That's pretty impressive to be running marathons. So So what got you into running marathons? What even made you want to do that to begin with?
Again, that is also out of craziness. I was in a one on the Christmas, no, New Year Eve party on 31st of December. I was in one party and I just said casually that, hey, I want to run marathon. So some of my friends started laughing at me. That, hey, you are 50, you never ran 1 mile, and now you want to run 26 mile? You are crazy. You are just, you cannot do it. They started challenging me. One guy said, okay, if you do it, if you do go for marathon and finish it, I will give you $1,000 of charity wherever you want to send that, $1,000. Another guy says, okay, I will give you 1,000 too, that 2,000. And third guy said, I will give you 10,000. If you finish the marathon, I will give the charity of your choice, 10,000. So now I have $12,000 for charity, which I thought it is a lot of money for poor kids in India. If
Hmm.
I run and I get $12,000, I will send that happily to India, and it makes difference so many poor life. So I started running on the 1st of January at 7 o'clock. It was so cold, and I was not knowing where I'm going and how much I'm going to go. So I tied up my shoes. I was playing at that time volleyball. So I had volleyball sneakers, not the running shoes. But whatever I had, I started. First day I went and came back. It was, 8 mile. Then I took my car and to measure how much I how much I ran. I don't know even. So I took my car and to see. So it was total 8 mile. Yeah, my legs were sore and everything, body was sore, and so my gosh. Then I bought running shoes. My kid says, Dad, you cannot run with these shoes. So bought the new shoes and stuff. But that was the beginning. That challenge, those three people challenged me to run, and I ran at age 50. I got trained for around 4 or 5 months, and I finished at 5:40, which was not. I'm not running for 3 hour or 2 hour. I cannot do it. I know that. But even at 5:40, my trainer who trained me, he is also my friend. He finished 7 hour. So I was better and faster, and and that was it. He had that was his last marathon. I ran even I kept running, and even again I said I'm going to run next month.
That's awesome. So you didn't run, you weren't a runner before that? You just
No,
picked up and
no.
ran 8 miles your first run. That's a long ways for your first run. I can
Yeah, I mean
imagine.
it's that's what I see this experiment. Find out what exactly the truth is. Not the truth which is said by somebody else, your friend, your parents, your relative, cousin, neighbors, teacher, professor, no matter who. If you buy that as a ultimate truth, you are deceiving yourself. Instead, go for the real truth. Find out. And the another interesting thing is, I never got that $12,000. They all flipped. But I still thank you them that because of that challenge, I got my new life.
Mhm.
Because of the marathon, it all came, everything changed. My brother even says, even today, Akshay, you are crazy. You are paying 200 plus dollar to enter into marathon, to take all this pain. Are you crazy? You won't understand the value of crossing the finish line. Unless you've crossed the finish line, you won't see it, you won't feel it. And I think marathon gave me again is the discipline, is something, endurance, as you said. uh, and that not only works for as a physical, this is not only physical gain. You mentally now you become so stronger. Your emotions, your all behavior, every activity, you become more confident about everything else. Those all comes because of the marathon, because of the running, because of anything what you do as a physical activity. So it is not only physical activity helps you only physically, it also helps you a lot mentally.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with that. It's funny you mentioned like you won't get it until you cross the finish line. And that's so true. It's so hard to like explain what you get from pushing yourself like that, from challenging yourself. It's so hard to explain that. Like you can't really put it into words. It's one of those things you just have to do it. Like you have to train for it, you have to be disciplined, and then you have to go out there and you have to execute. You just have to do it yourself. And then once you finally cross that finish line, it hits you like, okay, I get what they're talking about now. Like you have to do it yourself, and it's so weird. Like I wish I could explain it to people because people think I'm crazy too. Like I run a lot, and they're like, hey, why do you do that? Like why do you get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and go run before you go to work? Like why do you do that? And I'm like, you don't get it. You got to do it yourself. You don't understand. It's rewarding, and then you come back and you do it again. For some reason, you do it again. I don't know why.
I see this way. Let's say when women become pregnant and they go through so much pain, the labor pain is so much, is not easy to deliver a baby. But they again and again they want to become pregnant. And they, even knowing this is the pain, but this pain is so, it's a joy. When the baby comes out, is the bundle of joy, and then all pain is gone. So when we cross the finish line, it's okay. There is so much pain and everything, but uh, that pain is going to go away. And now, not only you made yourself so strong, so better, that it is going to last even more. It is going to give you more reward in your life.
Yeah, so that's it. That's a good not explanation, a good comparison there. Like, oh, somebody being pregnant and then in running. I like that because yeah, it's like why would you purposely put yourself through all that pain and all this with all the side effects that come with being pregnant, but at the end you get the reward of the baby and it makes sense. So that's a good kind of correlation there.
Yeah.
I am curious with being plant based and how do you when you because running for me is it's kind of taxing on the body and I tend to have increased appetite when I'm running like I tend to be more hungry. So how do you go about your diet when you're running so much? Do you see an increase in your appetite when you're running or like how do you structure your diet around your training and your running?
I see this, which is kind of a problematic for most of the people, because when you burn so much of calorie, and now you want to replenish it, those calories, the energy. Now I see this very different way now. Before it was different. I see this as our machine is, this body is producing energy. Now, if you find out the right way to replenish that energy, it is not that difficult. You don't have to eat that much. So it's like this. If you have this phone and you charge it, and when the charge is over, you want to plug it in and you charge it again and it runs fine again. Our body is same thing. It's producing the energy only if you, once you understand the giving the right fuel, not more fuel, right fuel, it will charge, and it will charge so good that you are not going to get depleted at in marathon at mile 20 or 22 or 24, you are going to still you have energy because your battery is charged so strong, so it is not going to deplete very quickly. And we screwed it up. We as a human, we screwed it up. We our battery is the charging ATP, the currency what we have is we are not doing that well. And so every cell, the mitochondria, is producing the energy is we screwed it up. Now once you have this holistic approach, now our body is producing energy in such a way that even the sun is giving you help. The oxygen is giving you help. The food what you ate already is giving you help. Is not only the food, all these things is factor is so important because no fuel can burn without oxygen. Now we are breathing, taking oxygen, which is also main factor to produce the energy. Now, once your breathing also comes in alignment with the energy production, not you just breathing, it's not just a survival. Of course, survival is there, but with the survival, this is the energy production is helping you. Now it becomes easy. Now you're not gasping, you're going on your like cruise control car, keep going and going and going. So this is what happens. But for that, is require a long run um, strategy. You cannot have this whole holistic. The machine is going to work everything in a right way because for that now your cardio has to be good, your lung has to be good, the breathing has to be good, the food you ate has to be good, and now everything every tiny bit of the food is going to produce so much good energy that nothing is wasted. And that's a last marathon when I ran with my son. And the day before, I ate only one avocado. And that morning, I ate two banana. That's about it. And I finished 26 mile. Now, I'm not telling everybody to do this. No. But why I did it? Because am listening to my body. My sensors become so sensitive now. I even when I breathe the air, it gives you different smell. When I drink my regular water, it gives me different taste. What I used to drink before, same water is now giving me different taste. Same thing applies to the food. So now my sensors become more sensitive, more cleaner, much better. It is producing even better and faster energy and conserving the energy in a right way and releasing it in a right way. So it is everything is in harmony, and that harmony brings the right result.
Yeah, your body's an adaptation machine. Your body will learn to adapt to whatever you throw at it. So you just become very efficient. Like your body's become very efficient with the way you've kind of trained it with how you eat. So I guess that works for you. That probably won't work for everybody. If somebody eats two bananas and then tries to run a marathon, a lot of people are probably not going to make it. But since your body has become so much more efficient at it, like you said, your sensors are more sensitive now, so it goes those two bananas go a lot longer ways for you than they would for somebody else. So I get that makes sense. But I was just curious because a lot of times now when people run marathons, they're eating food like the whole race. They're eating those little gels and things the whole time. So I was just curious as to how you did yours.
Yeah, so even I last October I did backpacking with my kids. And so I was doing for the first time backpacking. My kids did it before, but that was the Father's Day gift from my kids to me. And I said, this is a wonderful, going to be for my life, that this kind of uh, 2 night with the kids and in backpacking is a nice memory.
Hmm.
So 8,000 feet I went up, and with the 65 pound in on my shoulder in the backpack, and I'm only 140 pound. I ate there also. I took sweet potato, um, and all food which was raw, and this was the experiment for me too. The first night we ate dinner after reaching around, I think, 7,000 feet up. And then next day we went up 8,000, and I had full energy. And I asked my kids, do you think I'm doing okay? They said, you are doing wonderful. Having said that, it's like I'm not saying that everybody should do this, what I'm doing. Because when I ran my first marathon, I ate like a pig again. Even the raw food, but I was eating a lot. Now, I evolved in this many years because I'm not only eating, and I'm keeping the records in mentally, what I ate, how much and what I'm getting it. So that is something which is keeping, monitoring it and seeing it and tweaking it, fine tuning. It's like this. If you start learning piano, you are not going to be master after even 6 months or 2 years. Still you are learning. So this is also this piano is so different. You are tweaking it and fine tuning it, and you are understanding and see how it works and not. So this is something you have to enjoy it and learn it at the same time. That's the only way you can keep doing and enjoy it and bring the positive result. That's what I see it.
Hmm. I agree. So I want to respect your time. I think we've gone over a little bit. So I'm sorry if you got to go somewhere. But
No, no, yeah.
so you do have a book. I wanted to bring that up. You wrote a book. It's called "In Nature We Trust." So just give us a quick little summary. What's your book about?
So everything what we discuss is written in this book in such a way that people understand, because I said so many times energy, 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 energy. So what is energy? How we get energy? How we can make that energy in a way that it helps us? So the whole title is In Nature We Trust, a raw food manifesto for energy, healing, and longevity. So energy is the one factor which is very important. And second is the healing. Our body knows how to heal, but we don't give enough time or we don't pay attention. So that is also and in the whole book I am not just giving uh, the information. I'm giving even my blood reports. The 21 year of my medical records are in the book. So what I was then and what I am today, everything is scientifically it is backed. Medical reports are there. So, and again, I'm not here to convince anybody. This book is not to convince anybody. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm not here to tell something is wrong. All I'm saying is this is my 16-year of journey. I'm enjoying it very much. If anybody wants to enjoy it, join me, or at least try. Read the book,
Hmm.
how to do it. I can give guarantee that it's not going to kill you. I mean, I have not seen anybody who die because of eating raw food. but I know many people die because of eating cooked food.
That's true. So
Yeah.
say somebody does want to, kind of give this a shot. They do want to try it. They want to kind of join the journey of what you're doing. What's one piece of advice that you could give them to kind of, kind of help them get started? Because it is a big transition. So is there anything that kind of helped you when you transitioned, or something you could give them, to kind of help them along this journey?
Before you try, mentally you question everything first. That is the one thing gave me kind of a upper age, because I never took anything for granted. No matter who said, I always ask why. And when they give answer and my why is not satisfied, I will dig in myself. And experimenting is that is what. So you don't just, I mean, anybody who is reading the book or listening to this podcast, don't just accept what I said. Think like why is like this, and you decide. On my website, raw foodist, RAWFOODIEST.com. Extra E is there for education. So that rawfoodist.com have a lot of videos, lot of blogs. I'm not selling anything. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to pay anything. I am not here to get name, fame, money, popularity. I'm here for to give my last inning of my life. This is I'm seeing is the last inning of life. I want to, and thank God I have everything. I want to give back to world before I depart from this earth. I want to see that, if I can give something back. And that is the whole my aim, the passion is for this book. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that's great that you're just doing this. Like you said, I have a passion for it. You're not charging anybody. You're just giving it away for free. So I'll definitely I'll leave the website link down in the description. So if anybody wants to check it out, y'all go down in the description. It's rawfoodist.com, and also tell them where they can find your book at. Is it on your website as well?
So book is coming out next month. Maybe
Okay.
within 10 days, I'm going to have the link for pre-order, and those stuff is right now still is in the process, but definitely it's coming out. They just cover out. I sent the cover I think to you also. So cover is out. Everything is ready, but it takes time. The process is
Hmm.
there, but it's going to available all over the world, everywhere, whether it's Amazon or Barnes and Noble or anywhere, all the stores, even digital Kindle, everything is I'm going to put it everywhere. That's what the goal is, and as I said, it is the publication is a totally new field for me. I'm learning that also, but I see this. That's another thing. Because I have energy, I took this challenge on myself that I become a publisher. I opened my own publishing company and publishing this book, and I'm doing well professionally. Every other publication is doing. So at this age, young 66, I'm learning new thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, you gotta keep pushing yourself to do more and more. But that's awesome. So
Right.
yeah, y'all definitely be on the lookout for his book when it comes out in March. And
Right.
we'll leave the website down in the description if you want to check him out, and all his he got a bunch of free resources on there for y'all. So
Lot of things there, yeah. It is everything is free as a myth, people have. So I have a lot of answer for that, and I would like to suggest everybody, to you and to everybody, when you read the book, don't just agree. Put some kind of review and challenge me. Hey Akshay, what you said is I think is not right, or so challenge. I love that, because I'm in at the situation where I want to see that anything maybe is still in question. I want to address that. So, but yeah, everything is I love to see that people gives me feedback.
yeah, absolutely. I like your philosophy of don't just believe it because you said it. Actually, try it for yourself and see what you think of it. Don't just take your word for it. And we do that a lot nowadays, unfortunately. So yeah, I just
Yes.
want to say thank you for joining the podcast. I really enjoyed, getting to talk to you because it's interesting seeing other people's perspective on, health, fitness, nutrition, because everybody kind of has a different philosophy or way that they do things. So I think yours is different from a lot. Like most people, nobody does what you do, or I'm sure there are some people, but I think it was a very interesting viewpoint to kind of learn about. So I enjoyed it. I'm sure the listeners will enjoy it too. So I just want to say thank you for joining the podcast today.
Thank you, Murphy, for inviting. And we will do it again after, you read my book.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's podcast. Y'all be sure to tune in next week for another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, and y'all have a great day.